Are you interested in playing the latest Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom? So this is the latest Legend of Zelda game, and it can be played now both in the Switch and in your PC, but I'll be focusing more on the installation process for this in the PC. So what you need is that you'll need to have a copy of all these free files here that I have highlighted, and also you will need to install an application called Ryujinx. Ryujinx is a Nintendo Switch emulator. It can play any Nintendo Switch games in your PC as long as you have all these free files here installed in Ryujinx. So let us get Ryujinx first, and to do that, just open a web browser and just type in Ryujinx Emulator and hit search. And the first result will always be ryujinx.org because that is their official website. So be sure to click on that, then click on the Get Started button. Now you can choose on which installer you want to install into your device. There are two installers for Linux, so be sure to get the one that you need. And for Mac, be sure that you are in Mac OS 12 or later version in order for you to install it. Now for Windows, be sure that you are in Windows 10 or Windows 11 PC. So since I have already installed this into my Windows 11 PC, so I'm just going to skip on this part because the download and installation process for this is really easy to do and is really straightforward and that anyone can do this. So go ahead, click on the download button now, and you'll be proceeding in downloading it and installing it. So once you have installed it, then you're good to go in, proceeding to my next step. So I'm just going to minimize this, and I'm just going to assume that you have already installed the latest build of Ryujinx Emulator. Go ahead, open Ryujinx Emulator. Your Ryujinx Emulator will not look like mine because mine has already been set up properly, but yours will look empty because we will need to install these free files here before it can play any Switch games. So what are these files? These are the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. Both should be in version 18.1.0 in order for it to run and play The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And the game file format for this game should be either NXCI or NSB file format so that Ryujinx will be able to play it. Now, if you're asking me on how to get all of these free files, the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console, which you have fully modded and have installed a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware, then you can now fully access your Nintendo Switch system files. Once you have access on those, just look for the keys in the firmware file of the Switch and then just transfer them into your PC. Now, in order for you to get a game, there's no other way around this, but you should purchase the game legally. You own the physical copy of the game wherein you have purchased it from a physical store. And once you own the physical copy of the game, because that is yours now, you can now digitally back it up into an XCI or NSB file format. So, just like mine here. So for those who don't own a Nintendo Switch console but want to try it out and don't know where to get all of these files, all you have to do, guys, is just prepare your mobile phone and then scan this QR code here in the screen, scan it with your QR code reader, and you will be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these free files. So take note of the files that I've highlighted here. Once you have a copy of it into your phone, just transfer them into your PC via USB cable. So I'm just going to assume that you have all of these free files now. So go ahead, open Ryujinx Emulator again, go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then locate System folder. Open it and open the keys zip file in the desktop. Then all you have to do is just copy the product keys and title keys inside. So you can just drag and drop them here into the folder or copy and pasting them here. Once you're done, go to Tools, go to Install Firmware from XCI or zip file. We'll need to install a firmware file now. Go to firmware version 18.1.0 and hit open. And we'll say that we'll have to install this firmware version. Hit yes, we'll say successfully installed. You'll know that it's successful because right down here below it will say version 18.1.0, the same as the keys and the firmware. And also, if you have some Switch games, your Switch games will now be detected and show you their game icon. So if you see a game that doesn't have a game icon, that means that you're using an outdated firmware or an outdated key. So be sure to only follow the QR code that we put in the screen so that you'll only get the latest files to play The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Now, for the next step is that we will need to optimize our Ryujinx emulator so that there will be no black screens or graphical glitches into our playthrough. And to do this, just go to Options, go to Settings, and in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. Pause and copy every setting. The game directories for the general tab is wherein you store your Switch games. It can be anywhere in your PC as long as you know where they are. And the file format that is supported is again .xci and .nsb file. Now go to Input. It's better to use a controller rather than a mouse and keyboard when playing Switch games. So if you have an Xbox or PlayStation controller or a Nintendo Switch Pro controller just like mine here, connect them here, map them up according to liking, okay? It will be detected here. And the dead zone, you should change that into 0.20 20% so that there'll be no drifting in your playthroughs. Once you're done, go to keyboard hotkeys. These are default settings, no need to change them. In system, you can change it to whatever you like because there are some games that require you to change some date so that you can progress much faster. Now in CPU, really simple settings, copy them. Then go to graphics. This is the most important part in Ryujinx, so be sure to copy every setting you see here. Graphics backend is that it's in Vulkan API. Your preferred GPU is that you have a dedicated graphics card, at least a GTX 1060. Features and enhancements is that you enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. Resolution scale is in 2x resolution, which is a 1440p resolution, so the game will look much sharper, much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC cannot handle that, then just revert back to native resolution. For anti-aliasing is you set it to SMAA Ultra, scaling FSR then 100%, and isotropic filtering is set to auto, aspect ratio is in 16:9, graphics backend multi-threading is on. They go to audio, again simple settings, so be sure to copy them. They go to network. So if you want to play multiplayer and online, just follow the settings that I have here. Once you're done, hit apply and hit OK. Congratulations, your Ryujinx Emulator is now fully optimized to run and play any Nintendo Switch games into your PC, such as Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. A little bit of a disclaimer, I'll not be able to show you guys a gameplay of this game running into my PC because we all know how strict Nintendo is and they do not support this kind of content. So if I showed you a gameplay that Echoes of Wisdom is running in Ryujinx, then my channel will be taken down the same way as how Nintendo has taken down Yuzu Emulator, and I don't want that to happen, so I hope you guys do understand on that part. But as long as you follow all the steps that I've shown you in this guide, you'll be able to play The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom into your PC with the Ryujinx Emulator easily. So if you have some questions, just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. Please do subscribe to my channel because that will help me out massively. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.